Syria is back in headlines. A conflict that was dormant for years has now been reignited. In the last few days, viewers, you must have seen visuals like this. Tanks rolling on the streets of Aleppo, explosions and airstrikes being reported across Syria, clashes being witnessed between rebel groups and the Syrian government, residents fleeing the ongoing violence, some scenes that the country is familiar with all too well. So what is happening in Syria and what are these rebels demanding? Hello, you're watching India Today Global with me, Ishita Mitra, and the big story we're tracking today is the crisis unfolding in Syria. The latest offensive that has gripped the country began last week, which is when the rebel forces led by the jihadist group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham or HTS launched a major assault in northwestern Aleppo province. HTS claims to have seized a military base, over 200 villages and towns, and even cut off a critical highway linking Damascus to Aleppo. In fact, by Sunday, they reportedly had full control of the city, and now they're inching closer to the city of Hama, again a city that has been under Syrian government's control since 2011. Now, President Bashar al-Assad has hit back with full force. The Syrian army, bolstered by Russian air support, has been launching strikes on rebel-held areas, and this includes the cities of Idlib and Atarib. Now, Iran has said that it would consider sending troops to Syria if Damascus asked. And now the ongoing clashes and the airstrikes have led to over 600 deaths, and this includes over 500 combatants and 100 civilians. So who is this group called HTS and what are their demands? Let's understand this. So, formed in the year 2017 through the merging of various rebel groups, this terrorist organization works through Syrian Salvation Government. Now, the Islamist group, once affiliated with Al-Qaeda, has rebranded itself over the years and now has established itself as a dominant force in Idlib. This is basically a rebel-held area in the northwestern part of Syria, and the group has transformed it into a de facto Islamist state. Now, over the years, the group's leadership has been trying to distance itself from its jihadist roots, which has helped it consolidate more support and attract Turkish support, especially in this regard. Now, their goals include halting airstrikes on civilian areas in Syria, reclaiming territory from President Bashar al-Assad, and cutting off critical supply routes which are used by government forces. Now, these are their immediate goals, but their larger goal is to establish a fundamentalist Islamic rule in Syria. And the rebel military commander Hassan Abdul Ghani has described the ongoing operation as a defensive necessity, while Syria has vowed to defeat the terrorists regardless of the intensity of their attacks. Now, let's understand the goals that we just listed for you with the context. And for this, we need to go back a decade. Now, the civil war which has been going on in Syria began in the year 2011. And there are multiple parties involved in this conflict which are backed by several other regional powers. They're rebels on one side and they are backed by Turkey, Saudi Arabia, UAE and United States. And then there is the Syrian government led by Assad and backed by Iran and Russia. Now, these rebels, consisting of various factions, began their peaceful demonstrations to overthrow President Bashar al-Assad back in the year 2011. Now, remember, this coincided with the popular uprisings against Arab dictators in the 2011 Arab Spring. And these protests which were going on were met with brute force which turned the conflict violent, and this drew in existing regional armed groups as well, and this included ISIL as well. This is ISS plus Al-Qaeda. And since then, over 500,000 people have died in Syria. Nearly 7 million people have fled the country and the economy remains in ruins. Assad, with support from Russia and Iran, has clawed back control over 70% of Syria, but certain pockets are out of his control, and this is mostly located in the country's north and the northwest, where rebels continue to remain active, and this is where the uprising began even now. Areas which are not under Assad's control also include Kurdish majority areas which are located in the east part of Syria. Now, Aleppo, which is located about 350 kilometers north of the capital Damascus, has been a critical battleground in the Syrian civil war. The city saw some of the most fiercest fighting of Syria. About 4 million people live there, and most of them have been displaced from various other towns and cities that Assad's forces won back after the uprising. But rebels seized the eastern part of the city in the year 2012, and it became the proudest symbol of the advance of armed force factions. However, then the tables turned and it became the symbol of one of the rebels' biggest defeats in Syria. In the year 2016, government forces backed by Russian airstrikes laid siege to this city. And since then, it has been under Syrian government's control, and even the front lines have been frozen since the ceasefire was brokered by Turkey has been holding since 2020. You see, the assault and its timing, it's very important here. The offensive comes at a time when Assad's allies are under pressure. Russian military is stretched in Ukraine already with the war going on. And you also have Hezbollah, which is another key backer of Syrian forces. It has been weakened by Israeli strikes in Lebanon. You know that since Israel-Hamas war broke out, Hezbollah has been fighting against IDF on its northern border. So then HTS, basically the terrorist group, has been trying to use this moment to capitalize on a window of opportunity, and therefore it launched this assault. But Assad is not backing down, and they're also concerned that Assad could resort to chemical weapons here, a tactic he has used in the past with devastating consequences. Now, if that happens, any rebel gains could come at a horrifying human cost, and the outcome of this offensive could reshape the dynamics of the Syrian war. So this is it. This is how the situation has been unfolding in Syria so far. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned to India Today Global, where we simplify geopolitics for you.